But here's the problem. This whole, and I don't even have the letters right, but LGBTQ TLSA 256, whatever the hell it is now. Every time I turn around, they add another letter or number. It's confusing, just like the pronouns, he, she. People want to be cats and dogs. Give me a freaking break, all right? That's a mental health crisis. This narrative across the country, Jameson, people are concerned. It's getting crammed down their throats on Netflix. It's getting crammed down their throats in the schools. It's getting crammed down their throats on media. I don't think people want it. My understanding from Dr. Halper Hayes is that the transgender community is less than 0.5% nationwide of the population. The gay community is even less. And again, I don't care what those people do in their own bedrooms or what they want to do in their own homes, as long as it doesn't affect my children, affect my life, or you guys trying to force feed me. But this video is frightening. They're talking about assigning criminal charges because I say, hey, get away from me. I don't want you going in the women's bathroom with my daughter. Get out of there. You do that. This woman's talking about making it a crime. George, play the video, and then I want your comments on this, Jameson, where you sit, because this is a scary thing that's going on.
Zone to prohibit within 100 meters of the property any homophobic, transphobic act of intimidation, threat, offensive threats, offensive remarks, protest, disturbance, and distribution of hate propaganda within the meaning of the criminal code. It also comes with it a penalty of $25,000 if prosecuted successfully. Firstly, it enables the Attorney General to create a 2S LGBTQI+ community safety zone to prohibit within 100 meters of the property any homophobic, transphobic act of intimidation, threat, offensive threats, offensive remarks, protest, disturbance, and distribution of hate propaganda within the meaning of the criminal code. It also comes with it a penalty of $25,000 if prosecuted successfully.
All right, Jameson, what do you think of these Lance, how many letters is it? Like 20 letters? LGBTQ,
I don't even know, but let's
TZ,
just call it the trans gay agenda and others. They even got maps in there sometimes.
I already know what he's going to say, but I want to hear him say it anyway.
Go ahead. So, America, you're talking to your voters right now. Tell them what your position is on this.
Yeah, so I'm one of the things that that I'm really big on is addressing the root causes. I feel like a lot of times what we're doing is we're focusing on symptoms. I think even calling this, while yes, I get it, it is a mental health crisis, but I think the mental health crisis actually stems from a moral health crisis. So there's a big move right now in our government, and culturally, I should say culturally, and then I'll talk about how it applies to government here in a second. But there's a move to basically turn us into an atheistic society. Whenever we talk about morality, there's a gentleman that I watch and I listen to. His name is Dr. Frank Turek, and he is an amazing guy. He's an apologist. He does a lot of debates. But one of the things that's real big on his list is talking about objective morality. Right now, morality has kind of become subjective. You know, you hear these terms like, well, that's your truth, this is my truth. There is no such thing as your truth or my truth. There's only the truth, and then there's your perception or your opinion. And so we've kind of hit this dangerous place where truth is no longer objective, morality is no longer objective, it's subjective. Well, the question is why? So how does this tie into government? Well, let me bridge that gap really quick. In order for truth to be objective, there has to be a standard outside of ourselves. Everybody here that's watching can agree that murder is wrong. But can everybody here justify why murder is wrong? And some people will argue, well, murder is wrong because everybody agrees it's the law. Okay, but everybody agreeing, you know, so like, getting another example, let's say Hitler would have won World War II and then the majority would have become Nazis. Does that mean that the extermination of the Jews, that because the majority agreed that was not evil but good, does that mean that would turn murder from evil to good? No, there has to be an objective morality outside of ourselves. So I can justify why murder is wrong, and it's because God's nature says that it's wrong. So how does this tie into government? Well, because I believe that our government, that we've fallen only by one step. So this is good news and bad news. Good news is we've only fallen by one step. But what is that one step? That one step is that government has forgotten that there is a power greater than itself. And if government is able to get rid of God, government becomes God. And those things that we love called unalienable rights, God-given rights, if God is no longer in the picture, then who gives us our rights if not God? Government. And if government gives us our rights, it means government can take them away. So I think that we have to get to this place where we're no longer just looking at the symptoms. Yes, there's a mental health issue, but I think the root is there is a moral health issue, and we've got to start dealing with that root cause. The church needs to stand up and be the church. We need to stop this whole don't talk about politics and religion, because what it's doing is it's leading to a grave misunderstanding of both. And now we have a bunch of triggered people that don't know how to have civil discourse and remain respectful whenever they disagree.